My name is Optimus Prime. We're autonomous robotic organisms from the planet.
That was not so good. You do a better Bane than you do Optimus Prime.
I can't get it. My name, my. God. I don't have the freaking deep note going right now. My name is Optimus Prime. God.
You sound like you're doing one of those stalker phone calls.
My name. Listen, folks, I'm gonna get that one. There's this little range in the vocal cords that's not happening right now. God.
Well, folks, that was Jerid attempting his best. Welcome to the Triple T podcast. I am Denis Tyrell, Tyrell Knifeworks, and this is Optimus Prime. Wah, wah. Or Jerid from Echo Blades.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. You make me laugh every time.
That's good. That's what I'm here for. All right. True story here. I do that bit a billion times. It's just all the time. And sometimes I get it. Sometimes I don't. And of course, the time we hit record, I don't get it. And here we are.
Yeah.
True story. I like that. You should have played. And it's right then he knew that he'd fucked up.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Yes. Intros are for the birds, man.
Hey, you wanted to do it.
No, you made me do it. It's bullshit. Just like this whole podcast thing. I'm out. What's up, man? So how have you been? What's up, everybody? Welcome.
I've been good. Been busy. Still in Katana land. I'll talk about that. But out of the gate, I have an announcement. The Sand Shark sanding machine now available on housemade.us.
Ooh.
So that's exciting. So yeah, we already sold a few, more than a few on Housemade. So that's good. I was busy packing those up on a bright Sunday morning.
Hey,
and
I was there.
Yeah, you were there.
That's right.
So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty good. They could probably take advantage of some smoking deals that he's got going too, right?
I don't know if these are going to be available on the sale yet, since we're just introducing them.
Well, you better figure that out.
Oh no, I would have known already.
USA Gear 10.
What?
That's the code for him right now.
Oh, is it?
Like US Gear 10, US Gear 20 or something like that.
Oh.
Anyways, I would try, guys, for sure.
Sure, give it a shot.
Yeah.
It's the same price there as they are on my website, so either way.
There you go. Good deal. Well, congratulations, sir. That's a very, very cool announcement. And more opportunity to get that beautiful grit guppy machine out. There you go, Luke. It took me about 3 months, but I got it in.
Grit guppy.
Our good friend. Hi, Luke.
Crafty man.
Crafty man. He hit me up a while back and said he had a good name for it. And I agreed. It was funny. And I just can't remember how to tie my shoes some days. So
yeah.
But the Grit Guppy's on sale at at Housemade or not on sale at Denis's website. Go get it. Seriously, I just used that again this weekend, and since we're infomercial Triple T podcast here, again, man, I love that thing. It absolutely just kicks the living shit out of that first 220 grit. Just
have you tried the sanding buddy attachments from Kyle?
I did, yes, and thank you, Kyle. That was very, very cool. I got it. However, I did get one of the new spinny screw attachment things to clamp the clamp down. It has grown legs and walked away. So I got the old one on one and the new one on the other. But the new, I don't even know if the other people, if anybody's ever seen the old ones.
No, they were prototypes.
Okay, yeah. So the prototype one. So the ones that you guys are getting now are cool. They make it a whole lot easier to get the thing on the sled. But because mine's in this weird little spot, I actually just used the sanding buddy attachment without it, and that is actually really comfortable.
Yeah.
It works very well just on the standalone, and it's even cooler when you can get it set up all stabilized and everything. It's almost zero effort. So
Cool.
Yeah, good job, guys.
Yeah, my only disappointment is that I can't use it for the katanas. Because I'll be stabbing myself if I do that, and they just don't fit on the sled. But
yeah, you can't even like section that thing off, huh? That's just way too much.
No. And there's so many bevels on those fucking katanas. I'll talk about those in a bit, but on all the grief I've had over the last couple of days with those things.
Yeah.
But
yeah, well, I like it.
Yeah. So I'm splitting my time between folders and katanas. So really big and really small.
Yep. Jerid and Denis.
Yeah, you should go yourself small, Jerid.
That's for all you guys to decide.
But yeah, I've decided to work on a new tiger shark. Sorry, sand tiger. Sorry, there's too many names. A new sand tiger folder. So a Damascus one this time. So that's what I'm working on. So I want to bring it's with the now that I'm happy with the design of the folders, it's I'm moving on to Damascus. So it's a Kumai blade that Rick and I made when Rick was here for a couple of days. We made some Kumai because he wanted to learn that. And I took a little kind of a piece off the end and then rolled it out really thin so I could make a folder blade out of it. So, and I'm going to Rick's house on Friday to pick up my disc grinder. So I figured I would take this knife and show him because he, of course, hasn't done anything with his yet.
Man. My man.
So I want to take him, at least show him I won't have it finished, but the blade and the lockup and everything and the action will be done. But so I'm going to take it to him on Friday and show.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what else are you going to do?
We're going to.
Nope.
What do you mean, nope?
Nope. Not important. You're going to be my tobacco dealer. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank whatever. You. What a sweetheart. What a sweetheart you are. You're going to traffic in flavored tobacco.
Yeah. Make me a smuggler.
That's right. Cool. No, seriously, you are not joking, but moving on to what else are you doing?
We're going to. So, a friend of Rick's had a disc grinder that he was getting rid of. It's basically a brand new disc grinder with a K-back VFD on a stand, like done, but I want it to be able to flip horizontal. So that's what we're going to be doing Friday, is just fabbing the little flip thing so that I can flip it horizontal, because that's just how I prefer to use a disc grinder for a lot of things. So yeah,
vertical.
Yeah, vertical with the face horizontal, like the disc horizontal, right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because right now I have the disc grinding attachment. I have Broadbecks, but I dislike it, not because it's Broadbeck, but I dislike it because those things, because it's belt driven, they just have no torque. and you can stop them easily. And then there's a ramp up speed to them, and I don't like it.
Yeah, disc grinders, a regular disc grinders.
Yeah. Direct drive disc grinder is, and
Yeah.
now that I'm doing folders, I need a disc grinder that I don't want to switch out an arm on one of my regular grinders, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I find I'm using a disc grinder a lot. So I want to have that available in the rotation in the shop. So,
Agreed.
yeah. So looking forward to that. And now that I'm happy with the folder design, that was one of my topics for today. In that, I'm happy with where this model of the folder is at. I'm making the third one. The first one went to my son Parker. The second one went to Jerid.
Yeah.
And the reason I didn't want to sell any of those, I was thinking about it, but I didn't want to sell any of those until I got some feedback. And one of my kind of topics, kind of things for today was, I'm not an expert folder maker. I'm not just, of course, I'm not an expert folder maker, but my point is, I don't carry a lot of folders. I don't, I am not a folding knife guy. Like, I don't use them. I don't know a lot of them. I don't know the different actions on them. So I wasn't comfortable saying this is good enough until I got some feedback. So I think if you're not an expert or you don't have knowledge of a knife variety, a particular, something that has a particular use or a particular aspects to it, I don't think you should sell them until you either get some feedback or you do a shit ton of research. And I haven't done a shit ton of research on these. So that's why my son Parker collects knives. So, he's got a shit ton of them, and he gave me a whole ton of feedback, and he showed me a bunch of ones that he has so I could play with the action and see how, oh yeah, this one is like awesome. It feels so nice. So I moved from, I was using washers, and we can get into details, but moved over from washers to bearings because it turns out the washers I was using were not the right kind of washers. So the action was not so good. If I was using Teflon washers, it probably would have been better. But I just took the leap and went right to bearings. And as soon as I moved to bearings are the shit. The action on those knives are much nicer. So that was I'm happy with them finally. And now I can move on to making some of the high-end ones. And Jerid is playing with his right now.
Yes. No, I think that's an excellent approach to diving into something that you haven't done before, and getting the feedback on what you've done is important. And even more important is taking that advice and actually applying it and not being sensitive about it, right? And learning that, hey, I can improve. We're always improving. And I think you did a good job. Because Parker's the only one that said anything about it, but whatever. No, I'm kidding.
What?
I'm being an ass. No, so you got some feedback, and yeah, and I've had this knife. How long have I had this knife now for? 3 weeks.
3 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, 3 weeks, and every week I wanted to talk about it. I want to do a reel about it and everything because I really want to commemorate the day that Denis actually made something that I wanted. And no, I love it. I love that it was at the stage that it was at, that we, worked through a couple things. And it's even, I mean, I understand not everybody has these opportunities, but I'm trying to explain to him how, this action is kind of sticky here or here. Let's tighten the pivot. Let's do that, blah, 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 going through it. And then he went we did the mod to put it on bearings, and woof, things on skates now, dude. I love it. It's a beautiful knife. It's ergonomic. It fits in there. I think I've already alluded to the only thing I'm not a big fan of is the clip, but that's just my preference is a deep pocket clip. But other than that, you did a fantastic job, dude. I think these things are going to be really, 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 really cool. So
Thank you. And yeah, and I'm pleased with them. I'm excited to. I got some the one I'm going to be working on is going to have like a bunch of file work on the liners, but I'm also going to be doing titanium anodization, anodizing the titanium of the liners and the pivot head. So that'll be cool. And of course, I'll do a video on anodizing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, that'll be a nice high end knife. But yeah, I mean, it does kind of drive me nuts when I see someone attempt to sell a knife like whatever, a skinning knife, and the person has clearly never hunted anything in their lives and never skinned anything, and now making a knife for skinning that looks nothing like a skinning knife. And it's like any of the hunters looking at it going, what are you doing? Or, goofy looking chef knife or whatever. So yeah, get yourself some research or some friends that do it before you go and try to sell something like that. But
or just do what I do and say it's a knife. No.
don't give it a specific purpose. It's just a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was actually working on an auto. I had an auto pretty much like together. I was waiting for the spring, but when I got the spring in it, I could not get the action to work. It just wasn't, it was binding up a little bit. So it was an issue with like, I was trying to use liners because I wanted eventually this thing to be Damascus. So I had to have liners because I wanted the Damascus on top of the liners, but that in combination with the push button auto was just not working. So I'm going to try something out of the box. I'm actually going to do an auto, I think, with an integral bolster.
Did you say out of the box or outside the box?
Outside the box, out of the
Okay.
box,
All right.
whatever.
Okay.
Outside the box.
Okay.
Same thing, right? They're both out of the box.
I just want to make sure. I was like, are you opening something new and just modding it, or are you thinking outside the box?
Outside the box.
Okay. Right.
So yeah, I think I'm gonna do Damascus, like an integral liner bolster, so they're attached, but it's gonna be a liner, if that makes sense to anybody. So, because I want to have scales, I want to be able to put scales on it. So I need a liner to put the scales on, and I can't have a liner underneath the bolster. That has to be one contiguous piece. So yeah, stay tuned.
It's commendable, man. You're always into fucking something new. So,
well, yeah,
good for you. Anyways, the Sand Tiger X, Sand Shark X, Sand Tiger,
Sand Tiger,
Sand Tiger X. Yeah.
The Sand Shark is the machine. The
Okay.
Sand Tiger is the knife.
Yeah, that's one thing cool about having a theme, but they're blending together now.
They both have sand in them. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Yeah, it's awesome, dude. I love it. I think with the Damascus and the
making more of those soon.
Yep, cool. Very, 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 very cool.
So, what's new with you? You believe this is our 41st episode?
I wrote this down. 41 episodes. What the WTF?
Yeah, it's crazy.
We don't cuss on this show, dude. Watch your mouth. Okay. Got people's moms listening.
Right.
But yeah, dude, that is mind-blowing. 41. And they say when you're clean in your recovery, you've been clean for a set amount of years with weekends and holidays included. Although I was gonna say 41 straight weeks, but we've missed one
More
or
than
two,
one. I
right?
think we missed 2 or something like that.
Yeah,
but-
1 or 2. So it hasn't been every single week, but yeah, that 41 has gone by very quick. It's that's hard to imagine. We've been bullshitting and recording ourselves for
Yeah, because it was end of January ish, middle of January, end of
that
January.
was
right?
December. It was in December.
Oh, I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look what episode
Yeah,
1
because
was.
I was in Idaho during
I don't remember last week. You're asking me to remember a
no,
year ago.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
Oh.
See? Just listen, dude. Jeez. I was in Idaho during Christmas time and I recorded the episode in the car. That's why it's memorable to me, because it was a shit show.
Yes, I recall now.
Now, there you go.
I remember the shit show.
That's right.
So tell me more about your shit show.
Yes.
Your recent shit show.
My recent shit show. Yeah, man. So this week on Jerid's a Dumbass, I told everybody I ordered the needler needle scaler or whatever.
Yeah.
And I did. And it came. But yeah, it was an attachment to a like some kind of air tool compressed gun type thing. I didn't buy the gun, so
you can just buy them at Harbor Freight, right?
I look at, and this is because if I'm anything, I'm honest. That's what I say. I will tell on myself every single time. Ego is at 0. I thought about that a lot over the week because I spent. I think this was on sale, so I saved like $20, but I still spent $30 on this thing, and I was like, I'll just buy a little better one, because I really subscribe to the buy once, cry once type thing. But yeah, I have half a tool right now.
Your needles are half as long.
The needles are fucking super long. They just don't move. Yeah. If it was Halloween, I can get my Jason on, but or no, what is that? The Shining. That's what that is.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. My name is Optimus Prime. We're autonomous robotic organisms from the planet Cybertron. See? That was bad.
A few moments later.
That's good. Yeah, but that's this week's feature on Jerid's a Dumbass. So that was pretty fun. But I kind of along the lines where I bought the thing because I forged out what started to be an integral chef knife at Maker's Camp, and I got a little overzealous with the power hammer, and so it's turned into some kind of like a little brisket slicer kind of thing. But the handle is fully forged, and I want to keep that. And so I heat treated that last weekend and started grinding on it this weekend, and I think I'm gonna be able to save it. I think it's not beyond repair. I showed you, right?
Yeah, you showed me yesterday.
Yeah.
It's definitely you can. It's definitely
It's not.
usable.
It's never leaving this house, but it'll work here. I think it'll be cool just to have.
Like,
but
it's going to be like a 16th thick, but it'll be a slicer.
Yeah, it's going to be a slicer. That's the name of it. I researched slicing, so slicing is thin. So thin, and I went thin for the win.
What are you calling this one? This isn't the cow cutter, right?
No, the cow cutter's gone.
Oh, what's this one? The
I don't know.
carnitas cutter.
That is good, dude.
There you
go. Every now and again, Mr. Tyrell. No, that's good. Maybe, yeah. I have the taco cutter. That's already done. So this might be the carnitas cutter.
I think you need to break away from cutter. Maybe it's got to be the you need a different word than cutter.
I don't know. Anyways, whatever. I haven't really thought about it, but it'll be something, and it'll be mine, so I can get really creative. That's cool. That's the hard part about trying to talk people in that are buying the knives into naming them really stupid names. So, but I'm gonna be able to save it. So I'm excited about that. But the needler thing was to kind of get the scale off and get the finish all nice, which I've never done. So it'll be a first to see how that all works out. But I think I got to save up for the other attachment though. Make this like a $200 purchase.
I actually saw those last time I was at Harbor Freight. I saw them and I was like, man, maybe I need one of those. But that's why, because I bought my sandblast cabinet and it was on
the air tools.
It was on sale. If you bought a sandblasting cabinet, you got a free air tool.
Oh,
but what did I got? Something else. I forget what it was.
Well, yeah, that was that. That's what I got. And what else did I do? I heat treated I annealed and I annealed. What did I do? Shit, sorry. I did all the high carbon last weekend, and then I annealed the stainless with the condursal for the first time. So this weekend I heat treated them, and I used the condursal with the rapid quench plates.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Dude, it's fantastic.
Is that the first time you use those quench plates?
No, I've used them before. However, the first time I used them, I mounted them so they were vertical.
That's
you've seen my oven, so they were mounted to the cart thing that has my oven on top of it. It made sense at the time, but yeah, it turned out to be a pain in the ass, and I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
So we switched it to another spot, and they're horizontal now, and that was seamless. And the the condursal not being in the foil was a trip. Just uncomfortable, but everything went great. They're hard as shit, and I'm happy.
Well, hopefully they're harder than shit.
Well, if you have healthy, if you have a high protein diet, you can.
Like you must have hemorrhoids from pushing that.
I'm just saying, you can poop diamonds, dude. But yeah, it's good. I'm happy. Seriously though, you use the water cooled shit, right? You modded your plates. How thick are your plates?
The plates are inch thick.
Oh, yours aren't. Okay. So I had like maybe half-inch plates before on my manual setup originally. And they work fine, but you're getting 2 knives, and then you got to figure out how to cool those suckers down. They get hot really quick, ice and shit all over them. But these things blasting air all over them, and then just go in and pick the knife up right out of there, right back into it, and I could touch the plates like right after. It was good. I'm happy with it. It's a good product, good thing, and I bet you I could have done 5-6 more easy, no problem.
Cool.
So my compressor was probably going to be hating me, but that's about it.
Was it you use a lot of air?
Yeah. And I have air all over this shit, so it takes a while to charge up the system, and not a while, but I'm sure there's plenty of leaks in there too. So those things put out a lot, and I even had the little air hose to kind of double up on the compression on the compressed air to kind of help out. But everything went great. I was super happy. Enjoyed the process. Good times. And then I did have something cool. So I think it was that day. My mom ended up coming over and hanging out for the afternoon. And I have I had an older knife that I had finished and done that I just needed to do a sheath for and sharpen. And I have, that's right. so a while back, she had asked me, "Are you ever going to make me something?" I said, "Oh, you can have this one, right?" So I just never got around to put it up on a magnet, you know, out of sight, and just don't even think about it with all the other crap I got going on. So she came over and she brought it up, and I was like, "Oh, let's do the sheath right now." So I got to hang out with Mom for a couple hours. We did the Kydex sheath for the knife, you know, just talked her through all the stuff, you know, hung out, and it was really cool. It was a really, really cool experience. And I enjoyed it. Mom does listen to this show every week, which is really cool. So love you, Mom. Appreciate the support. And thank you for hanging out. And I hope you enjoy your knife, because it was really cool to do that for you.
Nice.
And then I sharpened the knife with the wicked edge. So the smaller knives, I have a theory, right? I'm digging the wicked edge. I love the sharpening attachment on the grinder. Nothing wrong with that. I just sometimes feel like just sitting down and getting a little going on.
Cutting your finger.
Yeah. So that was last week's Jerid's a dumbass where I cut myself. But I did figure out that I was I set the angle on the backside of the slide.
But there's a line right on it.
There's a line. No, there's not.
Yeah, there is.
Not on the little slidey things.
I
don't think there is. There's lines on the for the angles on the actual base. But I was about to start sharpening this thing at like, I don't know, 22, but I think, you know, just if you have a wicked edge, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the thickness of that little thing is probably about 10 degrees. So I was about to do like an 11 degree angle on this little slicer thing. So
it would have taken you a while.
Yeah. But anyways, I figured it out. But yeah, that thing's good. So she's all taken care of, and I don't know what else I did, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hung out, went over to your house, surface grinder. I absolutely love that. Is my favorite thing that you have that I use all the time.
The surface grinder. Yeah.
The surface grinder. The big stand-up thing just makes short work of everything, dude. It's a really great purchase you made there for me. Appreciate it.
Between that and the mill, and they're side by side, those are my two favorite machines.
Yeah, we got to use both of them. That was pretty cool too. Milling that the bearings on the folder too. That was cool.
Yeah.
Even though I was just the lube jockey in that whole thing, but
I had to keep telling Jerid to spray more white lube.
Yeah. He said he's Canadian, so I just gave it to him. But yeah, that's what that was. Oh, you're going to talk about it, so go ahead and talk about your katana, and then I'll jump right in.
So yeah, I've been working on these two katanas. I'm at the point where I had to do bevels, and like these are the things that keep me up at night, honestly. Like, what is the order I need to do these? Because okay, folks, if you don't know the cross section of a katana, there's a whole bunch of ways to grind these, but typically they'll have a little pat on the top, like a peak, an apex on the very top. The top of the blade, the top of the katana is not flat, so there's an apex, and then there's another kind of bevel on the top, which you would think would be a flat. Okay, and then the very center line, called the shinogi, there's like a center line, or like two-thirds up the blade, and then your bevel starts, and your bevel is actually convex. So there's all kinds of different angles going on with this thing. So I had to what do I do first? Well, the sides are flat right now, so I can use those as references. So that's how I did the top apex. And so between the Tobin grinding jig, it saved my life doing these things. Like, I did the top apex on the on my tilt platen, and then all the other angles I did with that Tobin jig, and it was, yeah, it saved my butt because that thing is incredible. And I actually like using it without the lever and the pins and stuff. I just like to hold the blade, especially for something so long like a katana. You need two hands.
Lever.
Whatever.
There you go. It's a lever, whatever.
Yeah. And then I switched to the broadback rotary platen. So I was using the Tobin jig with the rotary platen set on the without a hard backing slack. Sorry, the short slack belt on the rotary platen to put the convex in, which worked like a dream between the Tobin jig and the rotary platen on the small.
So you use the jig and the slack on. Yeah. That was one of the tips I saw in the video that I was talking about last week from them. It was a leather platen that they were using, but something with the soft backing to get that convexity on the edge there. It
worked really well. If you feel the bevel on that katana, like it's a really good convex, and they look amazing. So I was very happy with them. I cut myself 3 times today. I just took the blade out. I literally I have a cut on this finger. I have a cut on the thumb. That thing is sharp because it's Damascus and it's not going to be polished. There is going to be a very slight secondary bevel, like a sharpening bevel, but it's pretty much ground to sharp right now.
0?
Not 0, but pretty close. Like, it's probably 5 thou on the edge.
Wow.
Which is enough to cut me several times. Because you're maneuvering this thing, and it's a 30-inch blade plus the 11-inch tangs. It's a big blade to be moving around. But the one thing that this has happened to me twice now. So I had to straighten them because these things warped a little bit. Used the straightening hammer, got it dead straight. And then after I ground the bevels, and I know the bevels are perfectly symmetrical because I used the jig, it warped again. And
ouch.
I think there's an attribute here to the Kumai where I'm straightening out the metal on one side, I'm thinking, but when you grind, like, I don't know if it's the copper between the steel, you know what I'm saying? It's got a copper shim.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, as soon as I grind it, like, I don't know if that's because the exact same thing happened on the Apocalyptic Challenge sword. After I ground it, the same warp appeared.
Did you get it out on the other side? Did it come back, or
no?
You're just saying once you removed all of that material, it took a bend.
It took the exact same warp.
Wow.
So they're in temper for a shim temper right now. So yeah.
Too late to straighten to use the hammer?
Oh yeah. Now they're fully ground, like down to 120. There's no way. So I'll shimper. It might take me 4 or 5 tries, but I'll get them straight with a shim temper eventually. But if I didn't have the oven, I'd be screwed. The big vertical oven.
Oh yeah.
If I didn't have that and I had to do some other temper, I would be totally screwed on these things. But I could just keep throwing them in the oven. Like, I have a little bolt system. I can just twist the bolt one more time and keep going and check it. So I don't care if it takes me 10 times. I will get them straight.
Gotcha.
And it's actually not stopping me right now because I'm going to move on to fittings. It doesn't matter if the blade's perfectly straight. I can still work on the fittings. So
gotcha. Yeah, man, dude. But I just wanted to kind of circle back on that jig. When I was over there on Sunday, I tried it out because I'm like super excited. Because if you missed out on the Maritime Knife Supply pre-order that he had a couple. I mean, it was like gone in less than a day, right?
Yeah, less than 24 hours.
24 hours. Yeah. So I was able to get in on those, and so I'm eagerly awaiting mine, and I have a couple of builds that I want to use it for. So I use it on the carnitas slicer, just to mess around with it. Man, that thing is. And I, after using it, Denis has said a couple times like he's not really sold on it being that valuable or useful on a shorter length knife. And I get it now. Like after, because that slicer is, I don't know, 7-8 inches on the blade, but I could see like on a 3-inch knife, like a little EDC, that getting in between those two ledges there would it would kind of be a little bit of a bitch, but nevertheless,
it's great for big knives, either tall knives,
tall knives,
or big knives, like chef knives, awesome, that kind of thing, or swords, awesome, but little EDCs, not so much.
Yeah, I could see that. I didn't, I try not to ever believe you when you say anything. Anyways, that's everybody else's job. But no, I do see that part. But man, that thing is awesome. I really like the whole thing. So I appreciate you letting me check it out before we get going. But if you missed it, I'm sure there will be a restock. You should head on over to Maritime Knife Supply and check out our buddy Lawrence Lake. He's got everything that you need for knife making, including awesome jigs, grinders, attachments, heat treating ovens. Now carries one of our other sponsors, Pelican Paste, belts, just it's everything you need. Go check out Maritime Knife Supply. Gets it to you quick and fast here in the States and in the Canada region as well. And I did have to make a quick revision. Last week I was talking about how much Lawrence always gives back to the community by supporting, sponsoring events and Apocalypse Challenge, the Warriors Way thing. That's it happened.
Just happened.
Yep, just happened. But he did sponsor some stuff to give away for that event, and on, endless. But he's got the ABS Intro to Blacksmithing Scholarship that's open to ages 16 to 30. I want to clarify that applicants have until December 1st to get the applications into the New England School of Metalworks. I don't think I was very clear about that last week. So you got a couple more weeks. If you're interested, you fall into that age limit, you can get a $2,000 scholarship towards the class and the accommodations. So thank you, Lawrence, for always giving back and for that awesome opportunity for the lucky upcoming winner.
Yeah.
What an amazing deal that would be.
And on the Tobin jig, I got an update from Lawrence today. The first batch, the pre-order, will ship this week, and he's estimating early December for a second batch of those jigs to be available in MKS.
Get in on it, folks. Get in on it. And then I was laughing because I wasn't laughing, but I was checking out a reel that he had just done where he was using this big ass bandsaw, and he like just shortened the blade. It looked like he had a small ass blade on there, but he was cutting up not only like Denis and I's one of his favorite services that he does provide for cutting up your steel for Damascus for next to nothing, which is an amazing deal. But he was cutting up some G10 on there, but I don't know, the width that he had opening on the thing was like about 4 inches. I was like, man, you gotta open that thing up, put some more shit in there.
He was probably cutting my steel because that's why I get a cut to.
Oh, there you go.
And I just ordered 40 feet of steel. So
what happened to the other 60?
Hey, come on now.
All right. But yeah, check out Lawrence Lake, Maritime Knife Supply, maritimenifesupply.ca. And for the Canadians, and .com for over here on the good side.
On the good side.
Oh, my bad. I mean, states.
People are going to hate you, Canadians especially.
They love me. They don't like you. Now, also, while we're freaking going on, I had a bunch. I guess there was some event, and sorry guys, I did not pay attention to what was happening this week, but it looked like they had some big hammer in at with folks from Eric Rivers was out there doing some demo or some stuff, and I had a bunch of people reach out to me and talk about. There was a picture of the two bastards and Fat Peen Lane.
Yes.
So if you are in the need for a hammer, make sure you go check out Frank and Nita over at Two Bastards Smithy and Supply, where you can get yourself a fat peen. Not only can you get a straight peen, you get a cross peen, you get a diagonal peen, you get a curved peen. I don't know if you can get that yet, but I'm trying to talk him into that. But all the peens in the world that you want, any peen you need on the scene, he's got it. So go check out Two Bastards Hammer because what do we say, Dennis?
Ain't it grand to have a fat peen in your hand?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, he needs a curvy peen.
He needs a curvy peen. Got to get it from around the corner, I'm telling you.
Oh man.
Good stuff. Yeah. I did get a picture from somebody I just sold a knife to, and they cut themselves.
Oh.
I feel like that's a beautiful compliment for a knife maker, right?
Well, kind of.
I don't know. Tell me about it. Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's sharp.
It's sharp, right? I get,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, anything other than that would be disrespectful to somebody, but
Yeah, actually, one of the first knives I gave away, my buddy Greg, which was the first integral chef knife I ever made. And yeah, I got a message back the next day that he had cut the tip off one of his fingers.
Ouch.
Using the knife. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, I know. It was just it was a bloody hand in the picture, and it says all I was trying to do was cut a thread, and it just grazed my knuckle, and it was shit sharp. I was like, awesome. But he did give me some really good feedback on how he's digging the knife and everything, so that was pretty cool. But
Cool.
Other than him almost cutting his hand off.
So this was the hand cutter?
It's now the hand cutter, yeah. Yeah, that's the Intrepid 2.0. But watch out, hands.
Yeah. Yeah, we should talk a little bit about the Triple T this past week. Finally, after years, did a video on making Kydex only because I had someone order a knife and realized I didn't have a sheath for it, so figured I would do a Kydex video, which was. I've got them. I used to hate Kydex. I'm still not in love with it, but I've got it down to where I can make a sheath in like a respectable amount of time. I used to, because it wasn't part of my regular rotation, so it's like, oh, I had to think about it and do it. Now I like, I've done so many sheaths for those Sand Tigers and Silver Tips that I got it down. So
yeah, I don't do them enough. I did have to like speed make one where somebody was over picking something up and I needed to make one really quick. And I got through that pretty fast as well. But it is one of those things where you like, what? I think stop and double check yourself because you can get the process out of order and be blowing shit out of that thing. I do have one nice thing to say. I try to do this. I'm really working on myself as a person, trying to grow, and I will say that the video, the recommendation that you had about not setting the eyelets until you set the eyelets way down the line compared to my normal process. And I thought that was a very cool tip. And, just like, duh, like, why didn't I think of that? So that saved some needless
Yeah.
some struggles trying to clean all the shit out of it. So
Yeah. I
that
mean,
was a pretty good tip.
that's why I do it, because I hate, putting the knife in and all that black shit coming out of it. So
no, that was a good tip.
yeah. Well, at least it was one good takeaway. A lot of people hadn't heard of the drill press hack of putting the eyelet setter in the drill press. So a lot of people were liking that one.
Oh yeah, I never did that either. I had I would just set them on the anvil with the
And do with a hammer.
and then but I got an arbor press now. So
Oh, when did you get an arbor press?
I go to all these makers, the estate sales, I call them. As soon as I find somebody that's going out the game, I went up to Vacaville. It's been a while now, but
you did.
I cleaned up there.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to have an arbor press, but it's like another one of those single-use tools that I'm going to have to find a place for in the shop. So
yeah,
I kind of like using the drill press.
It works. Both of them work. So
yeah. I do have a request for everyone out there. It might not be this week, but around this time of year, I always do a viewer knives episode of Triple T. So I'm getting low on images of viewer knives. So if you want your knife featured on a Triple T, send those in. I'm not going to give you the wacky Triple T email address. Just send them to Tyrell Knifeworks at gmail.com. And, I'm not promising you'll see it on the episode, but send them in. If you got pictures of knives you want to see in the video, send them over. So Tyrell Knifeworks at gmail.com. So
nice.
Send me your viewer knives.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, and it might be this week's video. Remember I did a video on the laser, the F1 Ultra, and my complaint about the air purifier was that it didn't come on automatically.
Yeah.
Well, they sent me an updated one, which does come on automatically.
Oh.
And they sent me a whole new purifier. So I may actually, you're pointing at yourself. I don't think it's going to work for you, but we'll see.
It's going to.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that's cool. That's really, 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 really cool. Because listening to you bitch and complain and bend down to press a button was horrific, dude. I don't know how you got through it.
If it's not automatic, I'm not going to do it. I'm that lazy.
You know what? I'm talking shit, but kettle calling the black kettle or whatever that other saying goes. The remote for my Comcast took a shit, and the fucking push bloop bloop open Netflix went out.
Right.
I swear I was so frustrated because I had to press a button and scroll 2 clicks down to actually find the app section and stuff. I don't know what's happened to us, man. Like it was
worse.
It was so annoying. I mean, what is it? Same thing. But yeah, so maybe I'm not I take that back.
I'll tell you, because we got the new TV, and it has a Netflix button, which I never use. I don't know why. Now that you say it, I use the little home thing, and I go to the app.
Well, that's how I did it forever, and then I started using the freaking little talk to the remote thing, and then apparently I've now lost the ability or patience to scroll through. Like it's 3 seconds, guys. I'm not saying this is reasonable or anything, but
my remote doesn't have a YouTube TV button. That's the issue. I still got to go to the thing to get back to YouTube TV.
Got it. Who watches that stuff anymore?
What, TV?
No, YouTube.
No, this is YouTube TV.
Oh, I don't even know what that. I have Comcast, so whatever.
Yeah, you're back in the dark ages.
Sure. I did have Comcast come out to look at my internet this week, and I laughed to myself because I cold called the freaking tech and gave him a sticker and told him if he's interested in a knife. I just wanted to keep you proud, dude. Well, who you got for who's your maker? Spotlight.
So this week, I couldn't believe I'm not following this guy. Sorry, not that I'm not following him. That I've never called him out before is what I meant.
Okay.
Wolf River Forge. So that's what I've got this week. Wolf River Forge. He's ABS journeyman. I think just recently last year, got his journeyman stamp. He's a 2-time Forge and Fire champion. His pinned post there is his journeyman set, which look amazing. But yeah, he's done some awesome knives. Love is what is like 9 of them, 9 down. It's kind of like a Warncliffe with a it's like a ring knife. Yeah. I really like that one.
Oh no, he makes some great stuff. I am not following him, which I am now. But yeah, this is good stuff here, dude.
Yeah, really nice. So yeah, go. I don't actually know his name because he doesn't have it listed. But Tyler Hackbar. Sorry, right there.
Yeah.
Yes, go check out Tyler at Wolf River Forge. No underscores or dots or any foolishness. Wolf River Forge, and yeah, he's already got almost 20,000 followers, probably from the Forged in Fire effect. But
nice.
Yeah, but deserves it. Deserves it. Awesome.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, go check them out. Who do you have?
I wanted to shout out my buddy Matthew Sweeney over at bear_blades_USA. And we hung out at Maker's Camp, but he has 1,260 followers, and he just does all kinds of stuff. And super cool dude. I love what he does, and we had a lot of fun. And apparently he's a Niners fan, so hallelujah. I don't know how he's from Long Island, but maybe it's a joke and I'm just being set up right now or trolled. But
how do you know he's a Niners fan?
On his page.
Where?
It's a ways down.
Oh, all right. I don't see it.
Just keep scrolling.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah.
I see it now.
But yeah, it does a lot of forging, Damascus, integrals, and just a super cool dude, man. I enjoy hanging out with him. So I just wanted to show him some love and give him a shout out. And if you're not following Matt, make sure you go do that at bear_blades_USA.
Yeah, I hung out with Matt and his wife at Blade Show. We talked for ages at the pit and otherwise in other parts of Blade Show. So yeah, they're cool people. So it was fun to hang out with them.
Absolutely. Always good to see him up there. Again, just another maker that couldn't be farther away from us. Just all the way over there.
So we've got 2 more sponsors to discuss. I am going to cover Mr. Coy Baker from Baker Forge and Tool, who I'm excited to have here at the shop in February. So
that's right.
We've got a few months. Apparently, you know what we're gonna. You got?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. You were just trolling me.
Yes and no. I didn't. Yes. No. Fuck off. I don't know what we're doing, but
try me, bitch.
Oh shit! I hope that got on.
Back to our ad read. If you need the best Damascus around, the coolest patterns, go check out Baker Forge and Tool. Copper, brass, amazing patterns. So go check them out. Use the app for to get a jump on everybody else. I don't know who's not using the app, but if there are a few, you get the jump on those folks. You do get early access through the app. Use the discount code TTT10 to get 10% off your purchase. And of course, when it comes time to etch it, got to use that gator piss from Baker Forge, the best etchant for your Baker Forge or any other kind of Damascus. So go check the boys out and get yourself some.
Absolutely. And they have their drop this week is a new pattern of their Riptide series. And again, this is one of those things where this is a new thing. It's called Riptide Series Max is now live. Choose between ladder or raindrop patterns. It's one of our most popular layouts. Gets a new twist. So don't forget, it's going to sell out quick. So it's probably gone, but if you need that one size that no one else needs that may be straggling around, go check it out. Go grab it. TTT10.
Do
That's
it now.
2 T's and a T. 10. Yeah, and then when you're all done, you got to go check out our boy Travis Hands at Pelican Paste. He's doing some good stuff. We already said that the Pelican Paste is now available with Maritime Knife Supply. He's got hard wax, soft wax, Pelican oil, hand solve, and the gritty soap. Travis been putting out a couple reels here over the past week or so, and coming up with some, non-traditional ways to utilize Pelican paste. And one of them is to lather up your work rest to protect it if you're, doing wet grinding and dunking your blade all the time. You can coat the rest with some wax there to help keep that all good. And I saw him also showing that you can use the hard wax on your hammer, clean up your hammer, Scotch Brite it, get it all shiny again, and then you can protect that with some hard wax. And then for the handle, lather it up with some soft wax. So the uses are endless with Pelican Paste. So make sure you go check out pelicanpaste.com and use the discount code TTT10 for 10% off your next purchase. That's TTT10.
I feel like you're targeting Noah here.
I just clarity. That's all. Honestly, there is several ways to interpret the triple T. So
yes, it is TTT10, not triple T spelled out.
Yes.
We got a listener question that we've had up here for a while. Do we want to do that, or do we want to call it a night? Let's save it for next week.
Yeah, I'm good with calling it.
All right.
And
thank you, folks. Are we going to have parting words from Optimus Prime?
My name is I'm going to bed.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
I completely forgot about that debacle, so thank you. Appreciate that, my good friend.
Yeah, we've all tried to forget about it.
And that's a wrap.